Okay, domain 4D, contributing to the school and district. Okay, two categories. It was three, but I combined the second one into two. Our first one is relationships with colleagues. We can see I'm going to outline some of the things that we have there. Of course, it's on the website as well. And our second one is service to the school and participation in the school and district projects. So I kind of combine those two things together to talk about them all at once. I think it's easier to do that. And again, I apologize for any redundancy if you've heard something before, because it kind of it goes through those same categories. All right, so our first one looks like we have team meetings. Okay, and what better way to show that than, of course, to say that get an email every we have team meetings, usually every day, but we also have our once a week meetings with our principals and get together with our guidance counselors and talk about those things, of course, so we have evidence of those team meetings. Eighth grade field trip meetings. We generally go back and forth with correspondence about field trips, meetings about the field trips, discussing the field trips. All right, putting out flyers about the field trips. Here was our recent one to Hyde Park. Okay, and this is how we communicate with our colleagues. Our team is very good about organizing these types of things. We finished this field trip, and now we are on to organizing our next thing, the moving up ceremony, which I am currently making a video for with the help of some students. I wish I had a sample of last year's, but we didn't make one last year. But we will be making one of those. But it's important to work with your colleagues with those kinds of things. I think organizing these things, because there's so many different aspects, and this field trip was well organized and was definitely a success. So that is our first piece of how we're getting along with the good relationship with the team, and good relationship with all the other people that go with the team, monitors, aides, those kinds of things that help out, even a couple parents. Let's see. Then we have, going over, switching sides of things, more towards the curriculum end of things. If we go over here, the other English teacher, Stephanie Friedman, and I have been doing a really good job, and the English department together has been meeting throughout the year to put together our Atlas curriculum maps. And you can see we've mapped out different things throughout the year. This is a work in progress, all of our different units, trying to remain consistent with what we're teaching at different parts of the year. Unfortunately, it's not very linear like the math and science department. We don't have enough novels to go around, so we have to do different units in different times because of the amount of material. So it's a little bit more tedious, but Stephanie Friedman, the other English teacher, and I have been working together trying to create very individual maps and with the different units that we've been planning. So all 8th graders in Gowanus kind of get the same education, maybe just by a different teacher, by doing maybe something a little bit different, but for the same units and skills, they're still there. So that is one of the things that we've been doing together as a department and as kind of a cross-team type of thing. One of the things that I got to do early in the year that was really kind of nice, and I'll show you this, is some teachers, some colleagues and I got together, and we did a agenda for a Sienna workshop, okay? And we showed students who were current student teachers at the beginning of the year and the second part of the year all of the great pieces of technology that go along. Chris Anderson, Tom Millington, Michelle McManus, and myself did this seminar and arranged it with Dr. Drury and Mr. DiMarino to have them actually come to Gowanus, and we put together a great program for them to kind of see some of those. We had a great Prezi that we showed them. If you're not familiar with Prezi is kind of like an interactive PowerPoint that uses certain things, and we were very happy to do that. It seems to not be opening up right now, so we'll go away from that and we'll come back to that. But that was a Siena College seminar that had to do with technology. We called it Technology Web 2.0 in the classroom, using web-based software and web-based programs to help enhance instruction. So we're going to come back to that while that loads. We're going to skip down to Team 8-1. Okay, one of the other field trips that we went on this year that helped out with colleagues and relationships and things like that, and also getting, contributing to the school district and things like that, and enhancing kids' experience, was the field trip to the Egg, where we saw a series of 5 short story plays by Edgar Allan Poe and Washington Irving, all things that we worked with this year. One of the things that we worked with, I worked hand in hand with some PTA members, and that was very, very helpful in doing that, because we were able to get some money, and it was one of the first times that I had worked with a PTA member for organizing a field trip, which was kind of nice. One of the other things that we did this year was we actually we worked as a department together to put together a lot of the common assessments this year. We can see the first thing that we did was put together common assessments, kind of like we showed you before. And instead of giving the kids an entire 26 questions, we broke it down and took only the questions that kids in the past from previous years had a hard time with. And instead of having 27 questions, we had it 11. Okay, we made it 11, I should say. We cut down on class time. We cut down on doing those questions that kids just seem to get right and have mastered the skills of already. So we're doing a little bit more equitable teaching there by doing that, and we worked as a department to do just that, which was a great thing this year. You can see that we had a couple half days this year with agendas, and I'm really happy to say that we did a good job as a department. We paired up with partners and things like that, and we put together writing rubrics that were based upon the Common Core. Okay, which is very important this year. Okay, we can see that it's meaning, organization, language use, and development, which are right in line with what the ELA exam has. And we've created 4-point rubrics for our cornerstone writing assessment, for arguments to support a claim, for response to literature, informative, explanatory writing. Okay, all those different things that we wanted to accomplish this year. I'm happy to say that a little group of us, Nicole Seville and I, worked together as a department to take these Common Core rubrics and incorporate them into a great assessment. And I think we did a really good job of doing that, and now the whole department is using it. So we have both been active in our parts of our department. So that's how we're active members of an English department with common assessments and writing assessments. One of the cool things I also got to do this year was to, let me find her email here. There we go. Superintendent's Conference Day. Tom Millington and I did a Superintendent's Conference Day, and I will open up our little attachment here. And we did one called, that's just the basic one. I guess they didn't have the schedule. We did one called Edmodo, using social networking in the classroom. And we taught a class on Edmodo that kind of for probably over 50 teachers that signed up. And they came in and we showed them how to use Edmodo and how to use social networking in the classroom. They were very, very impressed by it. We used, as you know, there's Mr. Anderson's website, and there's one of his Web 2.0 videos. He's got a lot of videos uploaded to his, but social media and global change, things like that. We used a lot of those different videos that we created from a Prezi that Chris Anderson created for that, but we'll come back to that later. Don't want to jump around too much. I know we got a lot of windows and things open here. But to go back to what we were saying before, we used Edmodo, and to refresh your memory of what Edmodo is, it's that social networking site where it looks very much like Facebook, allows you to communicate with students, allows them to submit and grade homework, it allows them to create surveys, pre-assessments, upload videos, everything that a teacher would want. We taught, Tom Millington and I co-taught our teachers here how to do that with our own staff development on Superintendent's Conference Day. We did that on March 22nd, and that we did that for, I'm sorry, March 23rd, and we did that uh, for almost 50 teachers. So it was really a good thing, and I think that a lot of them got out. We're still getting email questions from that, which is good, meaning that people are actually using it. So that's a little staff development. I've also attended some staff development this year. We did one, in fact, if you to show you one of the staff every week. It says organize your email now. One of the reminders that we have to do that, and that was one of the staff developments I took this year, was a good way to use Outlook. And you can see I'm using various colors and all kinds of different things within my calendar and things like that to better serve my school and district and department and everything like that. So it kind of helped me. That was one of the staff development pieces that we used this year. Another staff development, we'll talk about those later. A couple committees that I'm involved with here, and that is, if we look here from a Sean Nat email, you can see that I am a member of the Tri-Building Tech Team. Okay, we meet on Fridays, usually once a month. We usually have schedules, talk about things. Which is it's a really good team, because one of our biggest accomplishments is to get some of the equipment when there is a budget, of course, to have flip cameras. And we were able 2 years ago to purchase a dozen flip cameras, and they are definitely being used throughout the school. I just used them not too long ago for one of my units with the kids. So we are using our tech team to investigate things and purchase things. And we were into the Promethean with the PTA. They were talking about that, and we meet every once in a while, once there's a budget, of course, to talk about those things. That's one of the things that I'm a part of. Another one, of course, is the CAPE, Coalition for Achieving Positive Enrollment. I became a member of that just this year, and we're doing a lot of things to kind of set the tone. And you can see Al Green is the chairman of this, and we get our agendas and reports and things like that from Al. And it's a really good program. It really boosts the environment here and really gives kids a chance and explores things like anti-bullying information and all kinds of different programs that we're working towards. So that's a positive addition to this year. Let's see, another thing that we're doing this year, and I've been doing for quite a while, is when it comes to the environment of our school and contributing to that. Look at all these windows I got open. Is to do a little work in the classroom, but also work out of the classroom. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's not a picture of me in the school, but it kind of shows that I do DJ the lunch periods whenever there's something that's nice, and for either some kind of a celebration for good behavior or something like that. But it seems like it's a really good thing and boosts the morale, and the kids love it. I also used that talent this year and years in the past to do something, and we'll see an email here that talks about that, from the coffee house that we put together. We had a coffee house that our poets and singers and a little talent showcase at our spotlight this year, which was on March 28th, and we did a great job. The kids were great, and I was the MC for the poetry part of the coffee house, and we had some music in between, and it really gave the kids a sense of fulfillment, and they did a really good job for it. So that's another thing that we did, and of course those lunch periods I play music for, as well as celebration for kids, like we said. Also, to kind of go outside of school and more of the district realm of things, we go to the Shenendehowa side of things. I am the director, you can see my name right there, of community education. Okay, we have a community education department. There I am again, and we can see that I run all different kinds of classes through in our big brochure here. Aquatics, arts and crafts, business, investigative driver's education, all of those things. And then we move into the summertime, the Shen Summer Adventures, which is the other part of it, which I'm working with my colleagues on, and most of the people that are here are my colleagues, and I'm able to work with them on a regular basis. One of those camps is I'm also the director of a camp called the Seek Camp, which is a really great camp. It's for kids entering grades 4 through 8. It runs for 3 weeks in the summer. It really gets kids motivated, takes them through a series of workshops that kind of add and enhance the curriculum that we do and follow up on things. We got some new workshops this year. It looks like we're going to be really excited. And most of my colleagues and I work together with that. I guess that's kind of it for contributing to the school and the district. Various committees, various things that we do to kind of help the environment and kind of be more of a well-rounded teacher. The more you do, I think the more you do out of the classroom sometimes, the more it makes you appreciate other parts of your teaching. So that is component 4D, and we will move our way into component 4E.